Welcome back to the ETF Inspector. It's Wednesday, August 20th, getting close to 9 o'clock at night, and this is our daily coverage video for LFGY, YieldMax's crypto industry. I'm just going to start calling it crypto industry option income ETF. It's not Antec, they just have to put that in there for naming purposes. This is the crypto fund. They sell options generating high yield income for us. This is the first time I've separated this video out. I'm trying to see how popular this one is compared to Ulti, or not sure what I'm going to do in the future. Maybe adding SLTY. I created a video on that today because we've got our first information on it. Tomorrow's the first day you're going to be able to buy into it, so check that video out. The Ulti video is made and uploading right now, so hopefully by the end of this video I will be able to premiere that one, and then I'll premiere this one as well. Trying to make some changes, also trying to save myself some time, so I'm no longer going to be having color coding on the thumbnails as far as every single individual fund or underlying. I thought about taking them out, but I do like being able to show at a quick glance what's in the fund, and then what changes were made if we sold something or bought something. So I'm keeping that in there, separating these videos out. I'm on X at ETF_Inspector1, post all kinds of things about the videos and about these different ETFs, Granite Shares, YieldMax, Roundhill. I cover a lot, so try to keep up. All right, so we take a look and check out our LFGY. It was up today, so that if you'll notice, I'm not going to take the time to change the color on each underlying. I'll just highlight LFGY green if it was up, red if it's down. And then you're going to watch the video anyway to see what everything did. So crypto did well today, kind of a little bit of recovery after the rough start to the week. Not everything, but a decent amount, enough to bring the overall fund up by about 0.5%. Downloaded the trades for the day. As I scrolled past Ulti, all of a sudden I saw Salty, so had to quickly put something together and make a video. If you do look at these yourself, there was some carryover. I'm not sure what happened, because now when I look at it, I'm not seeing so much of an issue. I don't know. When I downloaded it, there was a ton of extras in there that didn't belong. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Anyway, LFGY. Here's the trades. So we plugged them in real quick before we do. I also have started making a Wednesday morning video when they announced the distributions. I posted it somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, looks like that. YieldMax Group C weekly distribution declarations. That way you don't have to wait till the evening to find out the declarations. You can watch a quick, it's real short, 10-minute video. Hopefully this LFGY video will be short as well, now that it doesn't have all the Ulti coverage at the beginning. So LFGY, only made a handful of trades, closing and rolling positions in Coinbase, Circle Internet Group, iShares, Ethereum Trust ETF, Galaxy Digital, and NVIDIA. All, 5 I think I said, are closing out this week, 8/22, selling next week, 8/29. So we won't repeat that every time. That's what they're doing. So they're buying to close the short calls, and they're selling to close the long calls. They don't buy puts in this. It's a different strategy, just a covered call strategy for the most part. So on Coinbase, on that close and roll, it resulted in $210,000 credit. On Circle, it was $122,000 credit. Ethereum ETF, $129,000 credit. Galaxy Digital was $119,000 credit, and NVIDIA is a $43,000 credit. All right, so all of those resulted in an options trading income of $625,000. So we had a nice day yesterday, nice day today, and a small drop on Monday. Overall, we're positive on our trading income. The fund value went up as well by a smaller amount, 0.8 million. We're not overcoming yesterday's horrible day, $9.3 million drop, but at least it's a step in the right direction. Lost my train of thought. LFGY surprised us a little. I just maybe bumped it up a little too much. So obviously they lost money last week, so we couldn't do the estimate off of that. We did it off the IV, and I came up with 42, almost 43 cents. I should have left that alone. That would have been a nice close guess, but I thought they were wanting to pay closer to that 65% range. So I brought it up to 45 cents. Turns out I should have stuck with the estimate. 41.27 cents was the announcement today. So that you'll be tomorrow's X day, where you'll get counted as having the shares, and Friday is payday, unless you're one of the unlucky ones in some of those brokers that make you wait till Monday. My guess was 9% off the mark. So, sorry. Okay. When we look at LFGY, the holdings, start off with Bitmine Immersion was down, or up, 4.5% today. Luckily, they didn't adjust these calls yesterday on the big drop, so they're still 11% out of the money at 58 with the strike price. Again, so the highlighted thing will be what's sold. That's what we generated income with. We are hoping to win the options trade, you're hoping for that to expire worthless. These guys will explain to you that really they'd love for the stock to run past the strike price, and they'll just buy to close and resell so that the shares keep on making money. But just from an options trading standpoint, if it stays below $58, then it expires worthless, and we collected all that money for free, basically. BitDeer Technology up very small amount, a half a cent. Still 12% out of the money on those 1450s expiring Friday. CleanSpark up 1.3, almost 1.4%. They've got 10s sold for Friday that are 5.3% out of the money. Coinbase Global up 0.77%. They went ahead and rolled those positions out to next week. Core Scientific down 1.8%. They are still in the money on those 14s. That's hard to believe. They must have adjusted them earlier in the week. I don't know. I can't think straight once I press the record button. Hard to believe after a down day like yesterday that they'd be in the money on this position. But in any case, the drop today helped make them a little cheaper. They'll be cheaper tomorrow. Circle Internet Group up 1.9%. All positions were closed and rolled the next week. iShares Ethereum Trust ETF up over 5%. All positions closed and rolled for next week. Galaxy Digital up 1.7%. All positions closed and rolled to next week. Makes it easy. GameStop down 0.8%. 2350s are sold for Friday. They're 3.8% out of the money. Robinhood Markets down 2% today. They have 114s and 117s still in play for Friday. Roughly even amount on each, 595 compared to 523 contracts, 8.2 and 11% out of the money. Hut 8 Corp up 1.5%. They have 23s and 2450s. Oh, that's my mistake there. They do not have 2450s. They have 23 sold and then 2450s purchased. And then for next week, still this week, they have 25s sold and 2650s purchased. Smaller position, kind of inconsequential compared to the 3,700 contracts. In fact, the amount I left off when I said 3,700 was still more than what's there. 12% out of the money on those, 3% out of the money on the ones that really make a difference and matter. IBIT up 1.1%. There's no options, so it's just income or just increase in value, 200,000. Mara Holdings up 1.85%. They're still just barely out of the money with those 1550s, 5 cents to be exact. MBTX, they've got a credit call spread, no shares owned. Credit call spread with a sold 280. That's 3.5% out of the money with the stock closing at 270. And they also have a debit put spread where they purchased the 255s and need it to drop towards that for that to become more valuable. they're 5.6% out of the money. Mercado Libre down 0.3%. Expiring Friday is the 23.95s. That's 2,395 strike price. 2.5% out of the money. Strategy, still hard to call it that. 2.3% increase. Their 370s are still 7.4% out of the money. NU Holdings up 3.8%. These are actually in the money already. 1350s, 0.8% in the money. That's okay. What they've told us is when they get to the point where the long call, the purchased call, is worth enough to pay for the time value left in the short call, that's when they will close and roll those. Not those as in NU Holdings, just that's kind of how you can tell when they're going to close them. It's not just because they go in the money. NVIDIA Corp down 0.14%. All positions were closed and rolled till next week. Opera, the big loser, down 2.4%. Their 1750s are sold for September 19th. They're 10% out of the money, almost 11. PayPal down 1.4%. This is the oddity in the group. They have not a covered call strategy. They have a put spread, a credit put spread, where they sold the 70, purchased the 60. So they need it to stay above 70 to collect on that. It's currently 68. They're 2.8% in the money. Riot Platforms up 4.68%. I thought I remembered saying a lower, no, 5%. I thought that might have been the high. And they were real close to the money before the day started, and they went in the money by 4.1% on those 12s. And finally, Block down 0.16%. This one's a little odd too. They've got a cover call strategy, a credit spread on this one, and a credit put spread. So they sold the 77s. They're 3.8% out of the money. That's doing fine. But they also sold $76 puts, so they would need it to stay above 76 for that to work. They're 2.5% in the money currently. So all those changes, ups and downs, resulted in $1.8 million increase in value to the overall fund. There's $184 million in assets under management, 5,250,000 shares. The NAV at the start of the day was $35.14. Obviously, the increase is going to bring that share price up for that closing price of $35.43. All right, that's all I've got for you. Trying to keep the videos a little shorter, make the uploads faster, and just saving some time, and find out how many people actually are interested in LFGY. So thank you. Unfortunately, I don't have endless amount of jokes, so if you want the joke, go over to the Ulti page, the Ulti video at the end. It's there. It's worth it. Watch the whole video just for the joke. Have a good night. Good luck trading tomorrow. Catch you in tomorrow's videos.